You know, the sad thing about it started at the top.
Yeah.
Or somebody at the top was giving answers to these students. Remember there are 500 of them.
Yeah.
500 of them. It's online. Open book. Open book. I think I could pass an open book. You know? Somebody was calling out the answers. Well, the university found out about it.
Right.
We discovered it. Not the coaches. We had to do it. Our president found out about it. And he investigated it. And he and our administration are the ones that suspended these players, made them ineligible for 4 games. Not the NCAA, us.
It's 4 games. Yeah, the 4 games.
Of course, the idea was to let's do it before the NCAA does, so it'll all be over. They didn't even wait the case yet.
Right, October.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, that's why that thing has been like that.
So you got like 7 starters out.
I've got 7 starters out. Let's see, three out of 4 defensive linemen. 1 linebacker, that's 4. 1 corner, that's 5. Offensively, you got a tight end out.
We had a tackle, but that's not problem.
Anyway. There's somebody else. Who is the other one? Tight end. Do we have
offensively?
Do we have a receiver?
No, I don't think your receivers are fine. With that. With the academic stuff, your receivers are fine.
Yeah, you got Preston out
right.
for 2 games.
With something else.
We suspended him. There's somebody else I forgot.
I think you're okay. I think it's just might have been tight end tackle offensively. I can't remember. No quarterback, no running back. Or was it a running back? Fullback?
Oh. Surratt?
No, I don't think. What? I don't think.
Surratt was suspended for the bowl.
Well, he was hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was hurt, but he was hurt.
He was in the cast.
Plus, he'd gotten some trouble too. You remember?
Oh, right.
I had
With him and Gino, right?
Yeah. And I was trying to think who. I had 7.
That's 7. 4 defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, 1 quarterback, and a tight end.
3 defensive linemen. 3 out of 4.
Okay.
2 tackles and an end out. Linebacker, that's 4. All right, then your corner is 5.
Your tight end. Did you already say tight end?
6. Seems like there's got to be another.
Well, your tackle was 7, and now he's gone. Could that be it?
Was he in it? I don't know if he was in that mess or not. Was he? That might have been who I was thinking about.
Coach, I was going to.
Hey, boy, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you again.
Say, a minute ago, I looked over here, and there's 2 guys talking to you, and your son's got a whole table full of guys there. It was a couple of years ago that would.
I'm getting rid of him.
He's out of the will.
I got to get rid of him.
But what do you think? I mean, this is the first time since he's been there that he's been in this position.
Well, that's good. He deserves it. He's worked hard. He's caught HELL, and he deserves a break. And I hope he can live up to it. And I hope he beats everybody but us.
Do you think there's more pressure on him now than there even was a few years ago when people were?
Well,
the wolves were at the door.
Yeah, but this is a good pressure. This is a good pressure. You know, if there's a pressure, you don't want it because you're doing bad. You want it because you're doing good and they expect you to do better.
Right.
You know, you kind of live through that part.
What advice do you have for him being in this situation? You were in it forever.
The only thing, you just have to be careful what he says. Don't be too optimistic. I don't think he will. You know, he'll know what to do. I ain't worried about that. He's been around me long enough he's seen me suffer. You know what I'm saying? That's something. He and Tommy and Terry, both of them, were raised in my home. They saw me hung in the effigy, and they've seen people try to fire me. They've seen the popularity, and then the unpopularity.
Right.
They've seen all. They know that that's out there. You know.
Right.
So I don't have to tell them that.
When you look at this team that he's got right now, and you know, if you took the fact that you guys have to compete against him out of the equation, do you see that team as one that could go?
If he can stay healthy, he's got to stay healthy, and he's got to get a couple of bounces. You got to have a couple of bounces. You don't make it without bounces. When we won the national championship, several things happened that we didn't know what happened. They happened in our favor. Sometimes they don't happen. The other team wins the national championship. You know? Just like Miami and us, wide right. You know, we kick the thing through the goalpost. We go. we play for the national championship. So he's got to get a couple of breaks. He's got to stay healthy, and they got to play the best they can play.
Hey, Bobby, when you talk to Drew Weatherford, he's such an impressive speaker and young man. What has to happen on the field for him to lead you guys? I mean, do you see a connection there?
He's got to get us in the end zone. It's as simple as that. We probably had it. We probably played about as good as anybody from the 20 to the 20.
Right.
With red zone, that was the worst part of our offense. Red zone in. And we got there and played Florida last year down there in Gainesville. We get down there 4 times and end up with 4 field goals, no touchdowns. We got 12 points. They get down on us 4 times, they 28 points.
Right.
You know, now Drew, you got to get us in there. You got to get us in there. You know, now you say Drew, you really talk about your offense, but he's the director, and that's the best way. The best thing he could do to make it is get us in the end zone.
Do certain quarterbacks have that knack, other ones don't?
Yeah,
Do you think he has it?
Yeah, I think he's got the capability. I think he's got the capability. You know what?
Was there a hesitance with him last year, not only just learning a new offense, but kind of having a new personality as a position coach? I mean, Jimbo is a fiery guy, and it just seemed that even Drew had said that type of coaching, like, he's such a perfectionist, and when you still got a guy in your ear, it kind of the static starts coming.
That's probably true. That's probably true. You know, I mean, that's the thing he had to go through. He had to go through 2 different quarterback coaches. You had Darryl Dickey for 2 years or 3 years, and he's this way, you know. And then you have Jimbo, who's different, but Drew is smart enough and sharp enough to make the adjustment, you know. And I think he'll make it.
He seemed more relaxed yesterday. When we were talking with him, when we talked with him before, he's kind of like, he wants to make sure he says the right things. It seemed yesterday he was a little, freer, just a little more relaxed, just kind of being this kind of is it, I guess, kind of is it for him. Do you kind of see that with him?
I hadn't been around enough to say.
Yeah.
I'm never around him. Remember, we coaches can't coach him during the summer.
But I mean, when you see him, like if he comes up to the office to get a ball signed or something like that, or even in the spring,
I can't tell the difference. Same Drew to me.
Coach, last year to me at the bowl game against Kentucky, your team really seemed to rally around just having that many players out.
Yeah, they played good and hard. And Drew did an excellent job. If he can pick up where he left off, we got a chance. Again, we talk about all this skill, these receivers and runners. Offensive line with where we're hurting, boy. You can't block, you can't run. If you can't protect your pass, you can't.